So again, Coalition vs Skelton. None of the DLC factions in this tournament. No Knef, no Soban at all. Very strange to me. How vanilla. So let's see. Shrike moving out with his base runner. All of his salvagers on CUs. And basically the same thing on Claw's end. Have to see how this one plays out. So again, talking about the map itself, a lot of the fighting on the shallows tends to go on around sort of these areas and then in front of the cliffs here. Typically that just favours defensive play because most of the high ground that's actually being used is just here. However, it is incredibly impactful if a player is taking advantage of these flanks, getting rails up here, using Strikecraft to come around these sides and hit the expansions. It does add up. On top of that, another very big factor to this map is the fact there is a bonus wreck per player. So each player, as usual, has their main and 2 wrecks. However, on this map, there is also a bonus wreck for each player nearby on the flank. And in very, well, in higher end games which go to late game, those wrecks become vital. And can easily give your opponent a foothold where they can get additional income while attacking and being on your doorstep. So, very important to be aware of those. Claw, again, going with the aggressive skimmer open. And LEVs coming out in return from Shrike. Claw using those scanners from the base runner to see what's going on. And getting an extra base runner. So it looks like he's going for a double base runner pickup. So he wants, wait a second, triple? That's greedy. An extra 500 CUs in base runners. Okay. Oh, right, so it's Twitch going down and not me. Okay. Well, by the sounds of things, we'll go until the end of this match, then hopefully it holds until then. And I'll just count myself lucky in the meantime. But yeah, Claw taking a convincing fight in mid, knocking out, I believe, 2 LAVs. So yeah, this puts Claw in very good stead. He's going to be able to pick up 3 artifacts. Shrike in the meantime going with a very greedy eco open. And he's going to be protecting that with AAVs. And he is taking railguns right now as well, so this man should be playing as Soban. They're better at this. Get your core units and spam them en masse. Your railguns are safe because they've got extra HP, armor, and they fire faster. Mix them with a couple of ALMs and they're very difficult to deal with. Oh well, let's just enjoy the sights for a bit. Oh right, that explains Shrike's colour scheme. He's camouflaged for this map. I mean, he's camouflaged for one patch of greenery on the entirety of Kharak, but okay. Skimmer's just poking around. And AAV's coming out, so that should put Claw off pushing in there, but he knows what's going on there now, so... also, Shrike can drop a turret here as well, which I don't think he cares about, because he's about to get 3 pickups on artifacts, which is kind of crazy. What is Shrike's plan here? I mean, again, he's playing it very passively here. He hasn't put out more LAVs. He's got some AAVs, but they're sat at home for the most part. He is now staying here and recycling his base runner. Okay, why though? Something you need to build instead? Okay, what is Shrike up to then? Yeah, just building up a core army. What would be problematic for Shrike then is if Claw Tech's Rails is going to put him in pretty dire straits. But for now, I'm more worried about the artifacts, because if Claw's allowed to pick up another set of artifacts, like, this game's over. So Shrike's now forced to move out. He's going to get out there, and I presume he's either going to get ready to camp the extraction or kill the base runners. We'll see. Looks like Claw's just trying to pick off these rail guns. They do have a bit of armor though, so they're actually quite hard to kill right now. And while there is 2 armor on these skimmers, it's definitely not enough to properly mitigate damage from those AAVs. So Claw definitely suffering right now. He needs to pull back, and he needs to start putting out some answers to this. And if he has only just started teching rails, he is in serious trouble. Because he needs rails now. If Shrike just moves forwards, this game is over. Claw has no answers right now. And I presume he's got about 40 seconds to wait. 30 to 40 seconds to wait for rail tech to finish. So again, Shrike, you need to be a bit more on the ball. You need to be more aggressive when you've got these kinds of openings. But it looks like Shrike is going to be able to do a substantial amount of damage. Which really means that Claw needs to focus on those artifacts right now. If Claw can get hold of 2 artifacts, he can win this. At the very least, he'd pull this pressure off his base, but right now it's not looking good at all. Heavy rails are in the pipe, but I think they are going to be too little too late. The one that spawns back here is going to just die immediately to the sheer damage that these AAVs are going to be putting out. Unless they focus the production cruiser. Nope. They are on that heavy rail and blow it to pieces. So it is just this one heavy rail back here. Shrike is definitely on form with his smoke. He's making it very difficult for Claw to get good hits in. What is Shrike doing behind this? He's just building up more of those core units. Meanwhile, Claw has lost almost the entirety of his economy to this. What is going on with that railgun? That was 2 misses in a row? Good grief. But Claw doesn't care. Claw is going for the one thing that matters now, and that is those artifacts. Both these remaining base runners are rushing to grab artifacts right now. However, there are AAVs in the way. So these AAVs are just parked here. Shrike is perfectly fine with them just sitting back there. They've already done their job. They've decimated his opponent's economy. Oh my god, is this really going to... This is going to come entirely down to whether or not Claw can grab a second artifact. I mean, he does have a fair amount of power on this carrier. Keep that in mind. I know though, I think that, yeah, this railgun is not in position. It is not firing. Just moved it up so I can see. But maybe too little too late. Nope, knocks out that first AAV. Really, all of this right now comes down to whether or not Claw can keep what little units he has left. No. I think that's really it. I mean, possibly, but this is looking really one-sided at this point. Shrike would need to make some pretty monumental errors to not win this now. Again, no armor upgrades on these rails, so they are easy pickings for these AAVs. So, I know it would take something pretty monumental to bring this back. And by monumental, I mean a monumental mistake by Shrike. Yeah, that base runner is not gonna manage to pick up that artifact. Is gonna go down, and This is soon to be GG, I suspect. Sick flips. Mad tricks. And it's over. But yeah, well played, Shrike. Claw was in such a bad position there. He was just too late on his rail tech, and he was never catching up on that.